Hey guys, Hiro here with another video for Blender. In this one we're going to be designing a floor panel that's going to become a decal, a part of a decal pack for Patreon on December. And we're going with a themed floor panels, so you can see that these things are tileable. They're all three different decals, but you can tile them whichever way you want. And you know, you can build some really interesting designs for your, sci-fi, I don't know, shots or whatnot. And this is a second batch of 5, because it's 5 each, yeah, so these are 3. I need to create 2 more, and today I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna create one of these. And this is another from me, very simple one. So one is more complex, one is a bit simple. So if you want to create something that, you know, draws less attention, this is probably a perfect one. You can match it with the floor really well, and boom. So anyway, what we're gonna do is create one of these. So we need to, you know, think in terms of design and repeating patterns, but at the same time we need to make it different so it stands out and it, you know, doesn't look boring. So I have 3 that actually can be arrayed along this brighter strip here, but I wanted to create something that's gonna be, you know, fitting with this side. Okay, so something possibly similar to this. So how I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna be jumping to 2.83 because 2.9 is just a little bit crazy in terms of decals. I don't know, there's some problems with the 2.9 version still, so 2.92 doesn't work very well with Decal Machine either, so it's alpha version, so it's expected. But I don't like 2.90 0.1, so I'm gonna work in 83.7. Alright, so I got this. This is the first panel. You can see in multiple layers. We're probably gonna be using one of these elements. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to first of all make a new save. So this is gonna be decal number 9. And save 1. So let's go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to rip off this bit, right? So Control L P and select it, and I'm going to delete the rest, okay? And then I'm gonna bring my backup, which is just a basic floor. What I did is I simply cut the interior, all right, and have this base plane in here. So it ensures that, you know, the sizing is gonna remain consistent across all these decals, so I don't have to measure it again and again and again, right? It just saves time. So anyway, I'm gonna enable my screencast keys and let's get going. So this bit underneath over there, where is it? Here. I'm gonna keep it over there because I want it to be on the same height, more or less. And I'm gonna design something around this. First of all, before we do anything, let's pop some mats in here because it's a bit boring. So let's pop some mats here. These are basic BSDF mats, so nothing special, right? And let's start designing. So let's go to Boxcutter, and let's see, Alt Z to see this thing at the bottom. This one. Also, we need to clean this up a little bit. It looks a bit like a pig with all these edges. But anyway, we can talk about it later. So first of all, we need to, you know, we need to slice it, right? So we got some opening here, so we could follow a similar pattern, you know, with an angle preferably in view mode, orthographic. Yes, we're in view mode, good. There we go. So let's do something like this. Let me see this. Let me try this. It's not overlapping completely, but that's okay. And let's recover the cutter, so Alt Z, and let's copy this to the other side. And also we need some cavities, so Alt V with hard ups and cavities so we can see the form a bit better. You can also go with a bevel because bevel will introduce some interesting stuff. I'm gonna go with 9 segments and at weighted normal, so we get this shading fix, and I can see the form really well. This is why I like working with applied booleans, because if you don't apply booleans, you cannot see stuff. I like seeing stuff, and I can always fix it if I want to. I can mirror it to the other side if I want to, and reset this boolean, so to speak. Anyway, so let's grab this cutter, right? So I want to grab this cutter here. Let's work on this cutter a little bit. All right, so we could do something like this here, okay, just to create this kind of indentation. And also let's drop a decal here, so because I want to have a reference. This is actually a good idea to work with your I need to update my decal pack. Give me a second, guys, let me just update this really quick. So decal machine, if you have a Blender open, right, and you do something, create some introduce some changes to your decals, to your decal folders, you need to go into decal machine preferences and run the refresh option, save prefs, and then when you run a decal, it will refresh all the decals. But also you can see now reloaded my decals that I was missing, and I need to grab this because that's the first one and bring it to the middle, make it a bit bigger and move it here. All right, perfect. So now I'm gonna go to my view mode. I can see, because I need to match them more or less. This is caused by the distortion here in parallax. It's caused by orthographic view, so don't worry about it. All I want to know is just the alignment, right? So I could align them in two ways. I could align them this way, or I could align them because what I want to do is I want this side to be to fit this side. So I need to create some kind of a connection, visual connection between them. So let's grab this cutter from here and let's go to occlude mode. So you can click here if you don't use machine tools, and GY, and whoa, just these ones, and GY, and move this cutter this way. So it's actually this cut opens this way, and it looks a bit better. So I think this is gonna be a bit better, right? Something like this, right? I'm not even sure about this bit, to be honest. Maybe I'm just gonna get rid of it completely and make them identical on this side or close to it. I mean, I could leave this. It looks a bit weird floating, to be honest, Looks a bit weird floating, to be honest. Also, this bit could be a bit bigger here. So let's grab this and select this face and GX and just move it here like this. Cool, so now we need to grab this one and press B and move these a little bit here, right? And then select these two and GY and move it inside. There we go. That's better. Yeah, I'm not sure about this bit here. It just makes a little bit, makes little sense, to be honest. Not sure about this one. Maybe I completely delete it. So remove this one and just leave this side identical, but the middle we're gonna change. So this one could be deeper. So we could grab all these, right? And this is not gonna work. We're gonna grab all these maybe and move them deeper inside here like this. And we could just grab this one and move it on y-axis inside here and then simply mirror it. So the opening here is a bit different. These gaps here, they're cool. I like them. So this can stay. There's a little bit of a gap in here, and I wonder what is it caused by. Fascinating. We're gonna fix it later. I think it's a bevel issue or something. Let me see this. Yeah, it's a bevel issue. Okay, we can fix it later. All right. So that's that. And the other side needs to be the same, right? Because, this thing on the top is symmetrical, so this one needs to be symmetrical as well. That's cool. And they already differ on this side. You see, this is closed and this one is open, which is fine. and we can create something different in here. For example, I could grab the Boxcutter and add some cuts in here, very simple ones like this. So press V and X to change the axis, and scroll the mouse because there's way too many of them. Maybe let's make like well, that many, right? And just click to apply the cut. And what we need to do is run a line here, or an edge, or even better, cut it with a knife through. So there's gonna be an edge created in this geo, that when I apply this modifier, this boolean, you're gonna have supporting edges, so you don't have to worry about it. And this was mirrored automatically to the other side, which is completely fine. Okay, so that's sorted. Now we need this bottom part, you see. So, well, I could grab this plate, right? We could apply this. So Control Sharpen, then run 3 with machine tool to clean this bullshit, because it's full of weird edges. Let's clean this up before someone calls the police. And yeah, let's run a sharpen, so all these edges gonna get sharpened and it's gonna look, you know, civilized. Let's grab a slash here and slash this bottom part off, right? The top part, let's just sharpen this, and the bottom part, let's just sharpen this, and the bottom part now can be extended. So SX, and if you extend it, it's gonna go outside like this, right? And then we can actually cut it with a slice from the top. Come on now. One more time. Oh, it's in perspective, that's why. With X and slice it off. There you go. And sharpen this, and we're gonna move it to the edge of this geo, right? So GX, move it somewhere here so it fits, and just flip it to the other side. Origin to geo. There we go. And then let's try to mirror this. Okay, let's reset the mirror. There we go. You can press X to reset the mirror, and it usually works if there is some kind of a glitch. Okay, PG. So now what we need is the top part, which is not gonna be really difficult. So what I would do is align this bugger like this, and then I'm gonna probably Shift D this, right? Like this, because you see that this part is wider and this part is narrower. So we want to have some more flexibility. So you want it to be narrower on one side and wider on the other, and we're gonna do it the other way around. So it's gonna be, it doesn't really matter which side is which actually. Or maybe you know what we're gonna do. I have an idea, I have a better idea. Let's make it narrow on both sides. How about that? So it's gonna be sort of symmetrical. It's view, perspective, that's the problem. Alright, one more time. So switch to X and do something like this here. The other side doesn't matter because it's gonna be mirrored. So slash it, and now we have to move the cutter to align it, right? So press Q and mod scroll toggle, and I think it's this one, GX, and move it to this side here, and Bob's your uncle. So now what we're gonna do is, I think this is pretty cool. So sharpen this and sharpen this one, and Shift 4 to remove the cutters. I don't need this anymore. Alright, perfect. So that works. This one is still a little bit deeper, so why don't we fix this? GX and move it a little bit deeper here. There we go. Now it fits. I really want it to fit pretty well. Now Alt H, what are my cutters? Shift 4, that's the one. Grab this cutter. I want to cut this, right? So difference, but I think, let me see this. Let me move this away because it's in the way here. There you go. So now it matches with this one here, right? Because the cutters are in the same place, because I'm cutting every single decal in the same geo, in the same place, in the same spot, right? So like these ones, they're always gonna be, you know, going, so if I go difference, they're gonna be always in the same spot, you see, which ensures consistency. Now I could run them deeper, but I think I'm just gonna leave them like that. This is very fine. So let's now run these control loops here because we will need them. So I'm gonna run a loop here, but I can't for some reason. Probably there is an angon, so I'm just gonna do it with a slash, and there you go. So now when I not camera, when I'm gonna apply this cut, I'm gonna have a nice clean geo here for these cuts. Perfect. So that's that. Let's run a save here because we got a lot of work done. Now this one could be a little bit more interesting. So let's grab a box and let's drop some cuts in here. Come on, perspective, orthographic, view mode. I think this is mirror, that's why it's not working. So let's grab a cut and just drop it in here. Boom. And it's gonna be symmetrical, right? It's perfectly fine to have one symmetrical, you know, completely symmetrical. I don't mind that. This, by the way, and this one should be the same color, okay? So this should be one color. This one should be silverish. So we can actually adjust colors the way they will look once we, you know, once we apply them to a surface. So these are gonna be one color, and the one in the middle is gonna be different color. So the same pattern is here. You cannot see it in here, but if I ran the adjust or match tool, you see I getting pythons in here, but that's okay. So that's what we're gonna get, right? So we want this thing to be dark as well. So this should be actually brighter, and this one in the middle should be darker. Right, there you go. Now it's matching. Okay, perfect. Okay then, so that's good. And this one needs a little bit more separation. See, this one is a bit more complicated. I don't mind this being a bit more simple, but maybe that's too simple. So let's see here. Now what we could do here, right, is cut it evenly. So this menu is gonna now annoy me. Maybe I can get rid of it. No, I can't. Yeah, there's some bug. You see, I'm in 2.92. I'm getting some errors. I'm gonna jump back to 83. Okay, so let me just load 83. I'm gonna load the last save. There we go. All right, so now we could actually slice this properly. So grab a, you know, box and simply cut it in here, right? In orthographic. Okay, let's sharpen this, and also let's move this a little bit down, so both of them, GY, and move it a little bit closer here like this, and GY, and move this one closer here. So now they align really well, okay? But it's still underneath, and this is cool because what I want to do is chamfer this one. All right, so select these and Control B and chamfer it like this. So there's like a gap in here, which is pretty cool, I think. Awesome. Now this could pull, so in fact I might go back up. So GY, and by pull what I mean is that this geo, when it's gonna get baked, it's gonna get pulled down if there's nothing to rest on. So because remember, when it's baking from the top, so the rays are being cast from the top, and that's how it's, you know, defining the form. So we could select these and, you know, do a similar dance in here and mirror this to the other side. I will literally leave it without leave it without any lights. So now you can see how it works, right? And what you can do now is drop other decals, right, to see if actually the shape is, you know, coherent. So let's drop this one, right, and let's drop it here and make it larger. Okay, and then let's adjust it to match the color, and let's rotate it in GY, and boom. So this one will not match on this end because this one is actually wider on both ends, so this one is best to be matched from this side. But I got another one that is actually narrower over there, so I think it's this one, right? So let me see this. Yeah, this one. So let's make this bigger and move this one in here, right? And then let's adjust it to match the color palette. There you go. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move this one here, so GX, and see how it actually matches. So flip it to the other side, and you see it matches really nicely, right? So you got this transition between floors, but this one actually is different already, so it's pretty cool. And you know, you can this one is basically like a middle tile, so quite interesting. And now I'm thinking that simplicity could work for us here, so this could be it. This could be a bit lower. Actually no, I think it's fine. This is pretty cool. Okay, we could have two more, or one more is gonna get mirrored, or like a chamfer on this side. And it's gonna be pretty interesting too, I think. It's gonna break the surface a bit. Is that... this is not even. So we're gonna align them with machine tools. So, and we need to align this one with this one and this one with this one. So Alt A and left. And select these two, Alt A and left. And these two, wait a minute. This one should be aligned with this one. So Alt A and left. And now it should be straight, yeah? Perfect. Don't know why it was crooked, possibly because I moved the verts. Okay, so I think this is it. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. We could introduce another, you know, chamfer here if we wanted to, just for the hell of it, but it's not gonna match really nice with the rest of the floor, so maybe not. And no lights for this one, so we're going to combine these two, right? And before we do anything, we need some weighted normals. So we need to flex all the normals here. So let's go to affected and face influence, and this one the same. Face influence and affected, and this one too. Face influence and affected, and I think the main plane as well. It's on the hops mirror wiring on this one, so we need some bevel in here. So QB, go to 9. You need really smooth, you know, bevels for decals, yeah. Don't be stingy on bevels, because remember, geo count doesn't matter because you're gonna be baking this anyway, so no one's counting, yeah. It's all about quality for this one. This one has to have the same color as this, so these two have to be, you know, linked. There you go. So we're gonna link. Wait a minute. No. Hang on a second. No. This one needs to be the same as this one, right? Because it's a base plate. There you go. So select all these and Control J. And if that doesn't work, run the operations and smart apply. Usually mirrors cause these problems. Control J, there you go. Now we got some problems with bevels here, because when you combine things, bevel's gonna get unified, right? So you need to, you need to make sure that you are running proper bevels. What's going on here? There we go. And then we're gonna combine this and this with one click, Control J. So we got this plate and this plate, right? Cool, and this one is still mirrored, so operations multiply. There we go. So now select this one and select this one, and in fact Control I and hide everything, and we're going to bake only this, right? So select this, this, and we're gonna do a test bake, okay? These this high definition, you know, I mean the high poly decals, they take ages to bake. I was baking the previous floor for like almost 40 minutes. Baking, unfortunately, in Blender is total garbage, so this should take a few seconds, but on the highest settings it's gonna probably take like a half an hour or something, because still is a lot of underlying geometry and so on and so forth, and it just complicates the baking process. Alright guys, let's just check what's up, and let's see, there is a pulling here already, I can see that, and this pulling is caused by this overhang here, so we're gonna have to fix this. Another pulling in here, we're gonna have to fix this as well, and the rest is okay. Yeah, let's run a parallax on this one. We lift it up so we're not swayed by some weird errors. This is a low resolution, so but these two pulls need to be fixed. They're gonna come up in the main bake anyway. So here's what we're gonna do, right? Let me see this. Let me just move it to the side, and there's a pull in here, right, from here somewhere. So gonna have to fix this, unfortunately. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Select this and Control L P, and we're gonna drop it down. So GZ, and, just this one, GZ, and drop it down to somewhere here, and then we're gonna combine this, and then we're gonna bake it. So select this one and this one and bake it again. This pulling is, like I said, caused by overhang geo, so the geometry is not boolean together, it's simply Ctrl J joined, but it's not actually one piece of manifold geometry, which causes problems. So I could technically run a boolean over there, and maybe this would fix the issue. I might actually do that one. So if it's not gonna be okay now, we're gonna run union boolean on these two, and this should fix the issue. I had no problems with previous ones, but this one's causing issues, so what are you gonna do? Yeah, we still get pulling. Alright, fine. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna simply join this together. So grab this and Control LP, and we're gonna select this one and this one, and come on, this one. Let me split it as well. Control, not this one. This one. Control, come on. Control L and P and split it, and then select this one and this one, and Q booleans and union. And let's see. Oh yes, we need to turn off the bevel, because you cannot have boolean running on a bevel. So select this and union, and then operations multiply, and this should fix the issue with emphasis on should. And now what we're gonna do is simply mirror this to the other side, and everything should be peachy. So let's try it again, combine it with the main mesh. That didn't work because we need to apply the mirror. Alright, select this one, Ctrl J, select this, and bake again. Like I said, for decals you need to have a lot of patience, otherwise you're gonna end up with shit decals. So if something is not right, just fix it, because you know it costs a bit of time, but once you bake a decal you're gonna be using it forever, so it's better to spend a bit longer and have perfect shading and everything really looking beautiful, instead of, you know, having some garbage in your decal library, because you don't want to play with garbage now, do you? Alright, and then you see mirror applied, everything is peachy. One more time, let's pull this parallax up, so D up and then D and match, scroll the mouse to match with the black matte, and yeah, everything is fine. So let's just check if we don't have any artifacts on the geo. Everything is, you know, cleanly shaded. I think everything looks good. Alright, perfect. Cool. Okay, so we can bake it properly this time, right? So let's just remove it and select this and this, set it to ×4 and 10, 24, and subset decal creation. Alright guys, well, let's wait for this to bake. I'll see you all in 2021. Okay guys, so let's have a look here. I already actually did play with this decal a bit and off camera, but you know, everything is fine. So when I'm gonna grab this and I can change colors, everything works fine. You always want to check if, you know, you assigned the geometry correctly to when you create a subset decal, when you have two types of materials going on, you want to make sure that you assign correctly, you know, each of these pieces of geometry. So in my case, they will match the whole pattern. And then, you know, all these geo pools that we had in here, remember, this is the old decal, you see, the low resolution one. And by the way, you can see the difference between the 512 and 1024 resolution. So, you know, if someone tells you that you don't have to bake 1024 decals, just slap them from me because they're full of shit. Now, and you know, this is a decal that literally looks like a geometry. So if you compare them, right, it looks almost the same. So anyway, no pools in here because we merged this with a boolean, union boolean, everything is fine. You can see that all the shading is beautiful, no problems at all. So what we can do now is select this decal, not the geo, the decal, there we go. And we can add it to our library. So I'm gonna put it in Patreon November, and I'm not sure if I haven't added it yet. So if I did, I'm gonna do it again. No, I haven't. So simply select the decal and select the folder that you want to put it in and add to a decal library. And if you need to create a folder, you know, you need to go here to decal machine, open it, go to the bottom, type the folder name, add the folder, so press enter, then reload here and save preferences, and you're good to go. Alright, well, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like and sub if you did, and as usual, links to Decal Machine, Hardobs, Boxcutter, and all these cool add-ons that I'm using and I highly recommend are in the video description. And if you would like to learn more about our Patreon, there is a link in the video description. We got amazing stuff, all 3 tiers, for people who use add-ons, who don't use add-ons, literally for everyone. And we have an amazing bunch of people over there, great supporters. You know, these guys are just amazing. So anyway, hope to see you there. Thanks for watching. Catch you next video.